Home and Away's most popular character 2024 revealed. Home and Away fans have crowned the show's most popular character for 2024. Just a few weeks before the show celebrates 37 years on the air, we reveal fans' favorite characters from the show's history. We have run the Home and Away most popular character poll every 2 years since 2004, making this the 11th time we've asked fans to vote for their favorites. With voting open for just over a month, people were asked to list a total of 5 characters. We then allocated 5 points to their favorite, 4 points to their second favorite, and so on. Home and Away began on Australian screens on the 17th of January 1988, starting on UK screens just over a year later on the 11th of February 1989. With nearly 37 years of characters to choose from, fans voted for a total of 190 characters, and only a handful of votes separated the top 2. Now it's time to begin the final countdown, as we count from 20 to 1 and reveal the most popular Home and Away characters, as voted for by you. Without further ado, here are fans' top 20 Home and Away characters. 20. Dean Thompson, 477 points, played by Patrick O'Connor. Dean finished second in the last poll. This time he only just made it into the top 20, incredibly. Given the numbers involved, he's only got one more point than Kirby. Still, it's a pretty good showing for a character who hasn't been seen in over a year. Viewers were disappointed that his promised visit to Sister Mackenzie didn't play out on screen. Could that change before the next poll? 19. Xander Delaney, 551 points, played by Luke Van Oz. Another current character who's received a huge surge in popularity after not even cracking the top 30 last time. Since Xander quit as a paramedic and started working at SALT, he seems to have spent a lot of time being a combined confidant and whipping boy for Felicity and Mackenzie. So maybe the sympathy vote and being a genuinely nice guy has landed him here. 18. Harper Matheson, 568 points, played by Jessica Redmayne. The third debutante to appear in this update, Harper came in last year as a feisty social worker determined to prove her sister's innocence. Some would say she's become a lot less interesting since her character traits have been reduced to is in love with Tane. But maybe her support of him got her some votes. 17. Daryl Braxton, 580 points, played by Stephen Peacock. Brax has fallen back out of the top 10 but is the highest rated, and one of only 2 character in the top 20 not to have appeared this year. The oldest of the Braxton brothers, Brax's influence is still felt by the fact that new bunches of River Boys keep turning up. Where they all were when he was running things is anyone's guess. 16. Remy Carter, 653 points, played by Adam Rowland. A big rise from Remy, who was in the lower fringes of the top 40 last time. The show has put some meat on an initially rather shallow character by letting us meet his parents and having him prove to be a good friend to Eden, Theo, and sometimes Justin. Now he just needs to stop ending up in hospital around the end of the season. 15. Leah Patterson, 716 points, played by Ada Nicodemu. Leah's fallen out of the top 10 since last time round but remains one of the most consistent performers both here and on the show. She cemented her position as the show's most married character this year by getting married for the 4th time. Even the fact she's still working in the diner hasn't slowed her down. 14. Justin Morgan, 750 points, played by James Stewart. Justin keeps his place in the top 20 even though the forum hasn't always agreed with his choices. He's now racked up 8 years on the show, which virtually makes him a veteran. He finally had his first wedding to long-term partner Leah this year and, unlike her other 3 husbands, may actually stand a chance of making it to their 3rd anniversary. 13. Theo Polos, 766 points, played by Matt Evans. Theo's climbed 6 places from last time round to continue to be one of the more likable members of the current cast. His family unit with Justin and Leah provides a welcome alternative to all the households where everyone's the same generation, and he even proved a good friend to fellow Lost Soul Perry. 12. Levi Fowler, 788 points, played by Tristan Gorey. Well, this is a surprise. Levi was given a debut story that seemed designed to make people hate him as he instantly started cheating on his wife with one of his patients. Maybe it's the fact he's stuck with Mackenzie or him looking out for his sisters or just the relief of him being a consistently competent doctor, but turns out is pretty popular. 11. Marley Hudson, 887 points, played by Kyle Schilling. Marley arrived a few months after our last poll as a friend and business associate of Dean who ended up taking over the whole business. He had a big blip this year as he went around picking fights, hanging around with criminals and giving Rose more attitude than she deserved, but seems to have picked himself up in the last quarter of the year. Now on to the top 10. 10. Irene Roberts, 916 points, played by Lynn McGranger. Irene slides down from her top 5 position last time round but is still one of the most memorable faces on the show. The last couple of years have seen her gain another pair of 20-something lodges, make yet another court appearance and have yet another alcohol relapse, and hand out over 100 diner takeaways. 9. Dana Matheson 10-16 points played by Ali Harris. Dana seems to be a somewhat divisive character, but some would say she's one of the few new characters to have much of a personality, with a quirky attitude being bolstered by being a capable nurse, a nice double act with John, and she and Xander being one of the few genuinely happy couples, even if she only seems to be able to show compassion to one person at a time. 8. Eden Fowler 11-18 points played by Stephanie Panozzo. A huge increase for Eden, who's risen 28 places to join her estranged brother's girlfriend in this update. Until the last few months, Eden was one half of one of the show's most stable couples, and maybe the way Cash broke up with her for reasons that only make sense to him has earned her some sympathy. That and the fact years seem to end with someone trying to kill her. 7. Mackenzie Booth 13-68 points played by Emily Weir. Mackenzie, meanwhile, is up 7 places to claim a top 10 spot. Her romance with Levi continues to be a sore point with some forum members, but her forming a makeshift family with the popular Tane and Marley has probably earned her a place in some fans' hearts. 6. John Palmer 14-12 points played by Shane Withington. John has risen 5 places to crack the top 10, while he still ends up on the receiving end of Alf's sharp tongue more than he really deserves. His status as one of the show's elder statesmen seems to have been confirmed by him being one of the first people the younger characters turn to for a shoulder to lean on. Sometimes he even offers it without them asking. 5. Marilyn Chambers 14-76 points played by Emily Simons, holding on to her place in the top 5 despite dropping a position. Marilyn continues to be popular, likely because of her long history than because of anything she did this year, where she barely seems to have left the diner. She ordered too much food at one point. Yep, I think that was her big storyline of the year. 4. Felicity Newman 14-88 points played by Jackie Purvis, rising 4 places from last time round. Felicity is the highest rated character not to be a member of the present cast, although it's largely a technicality since it's a matter of months since she did an Alan Fisher in the middle of Salt. She didn't seem as popular with those making the show as those watching it, being raped, kidnapped, gassed, nearly burned to death and finally having Harper take over her life. 3. Cash Newman 18-45 points played by Nicholas Cartwright, and rising 7 places to 3rd is Cash, the police officer who is slightly less straight than Rose. His occasionally destructive grief in the wake of Sister Felicity's death and harsh treatment of long-term girlfriend Eden have been rather divisive, but it's all been played rather well however hard it is to watch. His luck when it comes to the end of a season may not have changed though. 2. Tane Parada 2,910 points played by Ethan Brown, up 4 places from 2 years ago. Tane getting to within 150 points of Alf is pretty impressive, given Alf finished over 800 points clear of second and over 2,000 clear of Tane last time round. Tane seems to have replaced Dean as everyone's favorite pseudo-criminal, and people are probably hoping he'll stick around longer than Dean did after having a baby. And the winner is 1. Alf Stewart 3,045 points played by Ray Marr. Even without all the people who voted for Alf Roberts instead, the godfather of Summer Bay gets the top spot for the 2nd year running. It's hard to imagine Summer Bay without Mr. Stewart, hanging around the diner and the surf club dispensing friendly advice, or complaining about the kids of today, depending on how the mood takes him.